There are.
There's no R. There are 5.5 cups of cranberry juice in the fridge. If Greg drinks 2/3 of the juice, how much did he drink?
I want you to draw a picture for this
He
one.
drinks 2/3.
So box it if you see a keyword, but then also think about it logically. Keywords are great, but they're not the final answer. If I have 5.5 cups of cranberry juice, we're going to make a gigantic jug and call that cranberry juice up there. If you have a fraction of a total, we'll call this 2/3. If I'm taking a fraction of a total, what operation should this be, Topanga?
It's not that. It's a blender, I found.
Okay, I'm going to pause you. If you have the operation that you're thinking of, raise your hand. I'll get to Topanga in a few seconds. Sean, what should I be doing in this problem?
Multiplication.
Yeah, you could look at that word of, but there's a lot of other problems that might have the word of in it, and logically, this is not happening.
Because if the word of is like you say like 2/3 and then a word and then
Of a total.
that could be different, but it's of right after.
Correct. There's likely going to be multiplication if you see of, but I also want you just to draw some pictures today and get in the habit of jotting down mentally and logically what's going on. We're taking 2/3 of this whole thing. Topanga, what's your blunder that you caught?
In the last sentence, it says if Greg drinks 2/3 of the juice, how much did he drink?
So how much cups did he drink? I just didn't add that, but how much cups did he drink if he drank 2/3 of the 5.5? That is a cup. Standard size. I don't know. Let's go ahead and multiply this and solve it. What do I do to both, or what do I do to this first fraction, Hannah? 5.5 as an improper fraction is what, Ashton? Okay. When you multiply or divide, we're always changing mixed numbers to improper, so we can cross-cancel. Can I cross-cancel anything from here, Juliet?
Yes.
What do you see?
You can cross-cancel the 2 and 10.
Great. Now multiply across from me, Cody. What's on top, what's on bottom?
Would be 11 on top and 3 on the bottom.
Okay. Is that my final answer? Silent yes or silent no? If I circle out of my test, am I happy with my grade? Jenica, what do I need to change about that? Beautiful. What would that be? Jenica, keep going if you got it. Great. Label it for me, Kenley. 3 2/3 what? Kenley?
Oh, cups.
Yeah, cups would be the most accurate label. I'd also accept juice, but 3 2/3 cups is what we're talking about. Same turn. Make sure you have board of paper. And read example 2. This is a new type of problem for me, Sean. What is 2 asking us to do?
The width of the rectangle is 3 1/2 inches, and the length is 4 3/4 inches. What is the area of the rectangular prism?
When you have something that says area of rectangle, you're going to box area. In 3rd or 4th grade, you learn geometry, and you learn that when you have a rectangle, and they ask you for area, you do something to both sides. What do I do to both of my sides if they're asking me to find the area? Silent hand. What do I do to the 4 3/4 and the 3 1/2 if I find the area of a shape, specifically a rectangle? Henry.
Multiply.
I multiply. If that's new for you, just jot down multiplication next to area. Every time you see the word area on your test, you're thinking of what operation, whole class?
Area.
Multiply. If you see area, you always multiply. So let's multiply it and set it up. 3 1/2 times 4 3/4. What do I do to both numbers, Tristan? What do I have to do to multiply if they're in mixed number form? What did I change 5 1/2 into? I multiplied something by 2, and then I added 1. This is called an improper fraction. What do I change the mixed number into, Tristan? An improper Good. So let's change 3.5 into an improper. I'm gonna go to you for 4 3/4, Tristan. Listen to our teammate to see how we do that. Kinley, what would 3.5 look like?
Okay, so you would have to times 2 by 3, which is 6, and then you have to add 1, which would be 7, 2.
7 over 2 because the denominator is 2. Tristan, I'm gonna multiply the bottom number by the whole number. What's 4 times 4? Add 3 to that. Over what number? Good. This is a doozy of a problem because you have really, really large numbers and nothing to cross cancel, unfortunately. I have to just multiply 7 by 19 and 2 by 4 and see what I get. I'm going to go pretty quickly through the multiplication because I don't want us to focus too much on that today. I want us to focus on trying to get the right operation. If you're a little stuck on it, that's fine. Make a note of it and we'll practice it more tomorrow. Henry, give me the answer for the top of the fraction.
133.
Not quite. I think. Actually, maybe. Let me see. 7 times 9. No, you're right. Yeah. My apologies. 133 over what number, Henry?
Oh, sorry.
Shoot, I did.
133 over 8.
Great. To make that a mixed number, I divide 133 by 8. Has anybody done that yet? 8 times 1 is 8, close to 13. Bring down the 5. 53 divided by 8 is 6. 6 times 8 is 48. You have 5 left over. I'm aware that I did that really, really quickly. That's okay. I don't want us to worry about division right now. The answer should be 16 and 5/8. Jot that down. Inches.
16 and 5/8.
Yeah, we're going to move on. I know you guys didn't do it that fast, likely, but I don't want us to spend a lot of time on division. No.
Oh, I see what I did. I thought I wrote a 7 and I thought it was a 2, so I crossed it.
Good blunder. 2 more examples. Read example 3 for me, Jersey, at my birthday party. True story. In 15 seconds, jot down, Sean talking to, jot down a keyword that you notice. Don't tell your partner that. What keyword do you notice in that? And then think, is it add, subtract, multiply, or divide? You can write that next to example 3. And 5 more seconds. Don't tell me yet, hands down. Before we go all class, we're going to turn and talk. If you're an odd, raise your hand right now.
Odds. Raise your hand.
Hands down. If you're an even, raise your hand. That's not respectful. Hands down. Even, start talking first. What word do you see? Is it multiply, divide, add, or subtract? Jill?
How much more?
Okay, is
Right?
it-
On your feet?
Yeah.
With your mouth? Can we switch these desks real quick? It's 24 and then 20.
End of class. Do it. Not right now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Missing 1 under a 1. You should be tracking me right now after that. Hands on your pencil. Is it add, subtract, multiply, or divide? You can track me now, Juliet. Thanks for your respect for your teammate, though. Jenica, what is it?
Subtraction says how much?
How much, specifically how much more? Okay. Any other ideas? Topanga and myself were thinking also it could be, did we say addition? Okay, let's vote. I'm thinking it's addition on this one because it's saying more, and more means plus in my mind. On your own hand. Show me. 1 for subtract, 2 for add. Go. What are we thinking? 1 subtract, 2 add. Hands down. Convince me that it's not adding, Henry.
So you can see how much more pizza, it says how much more, right? It also says than the boys eat
Yeah.
than the girls.
So if you see how much more in a test, more makes me think of add, but if I say this phrase, I ran 10 miles, Mr. Dudek ran 3, how much more did I run? I'm not adding 10 and 3. I ran 7, so it's 10 minus 3. That phrase is tricky. It actually means subtract. Go ahead and set it up. Second tricky thing. We want to subtract the bigger number first. 5 1/5 is bigger than 3 1/2. Do not put 3.5 first. 5 1/5 is bigger. Place that above it. Henry.
Numerators. You have to change the numerator.
First thing after that is to change the numerator, sure. Or denominator.
Denominator. Sorry.
What's the common LCM of 5 and 2, Henry?
10.
So 5 times what is 10?
2.
Okay. What's my new fraction with the denominator of 10,
2
Henry?
over 5.
2 over what?
2 over 5. 2 over 10.
Good. And 1/2 times 5 over 5. What's my new fraction, Henry?
5 over 10.
Good. We're subtracting 2/5 minus 5/10. What do I do next? I'm subtracting. The village kids try to fight. 2/10 goes to fight a 5/10. What happens? Turn and talk odd starts. Give me the next step. Go.
Tell me. I already got the answer. I think I got the answer. And that would be 12. You're supposed to be talking.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Evelyn, what do I do first?
So you would cross out the 5, which would make 4, and then you add 10 over 10.
Yeah.
2 over 10, and you do 1 over 10.
Yeah, that's sneaky adult. Looks like a fraction. 12/10 minus 5/10 is what, Evelyn?
7/10.
Beautiful. 4 minus 3 is what?
1.
What's your answer, Evelyn? And with a label?
1 and 7/10 more pizza.
Yeah, great. Beautiful. Last example, read it for me, please. Kenley.
I have this piece of ribbon that is 3 3/4 inches long. If I cut it into 1/4 inches section, how much pieces can I get?
Find a keyword in 10 seconds. Don't talk to your partner yet. Circle what operation next to the example. And convince your partner if it's add, subtract, multiply, or divide. Plus you odds. 15 seconds. Go. What do you think?
Wait, division. Sorry. Even Henry thinks it's division.
I'm thinking subtraction is taking 1/4 away from.
Interesting conversations. 3, 2, 1. If you have a guess, we're going to vote because there's some debate around this problem in the last period as well. Henry, what do you think it is?
It's definitely division.
Okay, let's just pause there. I'll have you defend yourself in a second. Any other ideas? Kinley?
I think it's subtraction.
Okay. And any other ideas? There is a few multiplications because of the of word somewhere. There's no of in this one.
Yeah, there is.
Pieces. Pieces of right there. Okay, good. I'll throw multiplication up there. Why not? You're gonna vote. If you think it's division, give me an 1. Subtraction 2, multiplication 2. Hands down, Henry. Why did you say division?
I said division. So you see, you have 3 and 3/4 of ribbon. But then if you cut it into 1/4 ribbon, it's like dividing. You're taking away 1/4 ribbon every time you cut it, and then you have to see how many pieces you can get out of it.
Draw yourself a little picture. The key word I would circle in this one or box is cuts. If I'm splitting up a bigger section, that's cluing me into a division problem. I could see the argument for subtraction, also multiplication, but I'm cutting this larger thing into smaller sections.
My keyword was cut and section.
Good. Yeah, sections is also a good word. Thanks, Sean. Raise your hand next time, and I'd love to hear more of your thoughts. 3 3/4 divided by 1/4 is what we want to do. If you were like kind of feeling like, man, I just don't get this, it's really tricky to understand the 4 operations, and I'm kind of guessing. That's a natural feeling for today and for 7th grade. This is tricky stuff. You need multiple at-bats to feel a little more comfortable. So just be aware of that. If you're like 0 for 4 on guessing the 4 examples, that's totally okay. Just keep practicing. It will get more natural in your head. What do I have to do for a division problem first? Hunter.
Turn the 3 and 3/4 into an improper fraction.
What is it?
Improper fraction.
What's the number?
Oh, 15/4. 15/4.
I'll take a hint next time. Do you agree with that, Hunter?
Yeah.
15/4 would work. Divide it by 1/4. Can I cross cancel when I divide? Judah, track the board. Can I cross cancel when I divide, Ashton? No, I have to change it to multiplication. Help me do that, Ashton. Keep flip and change. What does the first fraction turn into? What do I flip the second one to? What do I change the sign to? Beautiful. Can I cross cancel anything, Jersey? Great. Jersey, what's my answer going to be? Great. 15 over what? Let's check the bottom. I think you cross canceled that one, so what would the bottom be instead of 4? You have 1 times 1. What's 1 times 1? Great. Label it for me, Topanga. 15 what?
15 pieces of
Yeah. Pieces of ribbon or pieces would work as well. Next page, please. You have 5 minutes to sort through as many bronzes as you can with your partner. As you're talking, before you start, Judah, you should appreciate the encouragement, but you should have the sign next to number 1 and another sign next to number 2. If you don't have a sign to come by and make you go back, possibly a sign more for homework, you need to write what it is you are doing before you go on to the actual problem.
Am I gonna?
Sign out, please. And 5 minutes, partner work starts now. Go. We'll guide you a hint. Go ahead. So I've switched it up. I'm still starting with partner work to give you guys a head start and so you can chat through some of the confusion. And then we'll finish up bronze on Love seeing some flipping back to the notes. A lot of these problems are very similar to ones we did in the example. Go back and look at what we did if you're feeling stuck. Yeah, good catch. That one does say of, but the all together is your clue. Nice rub. Yeah, so that one is of that. So you're taking a portion of each. So it's fine.
Does it matter if the bigger one is on top?
No, for adding. Yeah. If you want to make it a habit, it wouldn't hurt to put the bigger one on top. Sorry, is the bigger number on top for that one? What's the bigger number? 2 or 5? So which would be first? So 11 over 2 would be first.
You have to change. You have to change the denominator.
Yeah.
Okay.